Hello everyone, Pantoufleee here today for a new video in which we're going to talk about the T110E5, the Tier 10 Heavy American tank. One of the best Tier 10 Heavies free to play in my opinion, because you can literally do a lot of things with it, especially since Wargaming removed its huge cupola it had previously in the past. It must have been maybe even more than 15 or even 20 updates ago. That was a really long time. Maybe it was during the 4.0 era or something like that. And it really made the difference on the battlefield regarding that tank. I'm gonna talk about the armor, but later on. Let's first start with some features the gun has. So concerning the gun, amazing aiming time, amazing gun dispersion, amazing DPM, amazing reload time, amazing penetration. This is one of the best guns at tier 10. There is nothing to say. It's a 10 out of 10 gun. Maybe the only problem, it's not even a problem, but I mean the main thing is probably the average damage, which is on only 400. It's still good, but it's not as good as some others tanks at the same tier. Now for the gun depression, you only have 8 degrees, and I was surprised. I always thought the T110E5 actually had 10 degrees of the gun depression, but it seems like it's not the case. This tank only has 8, but don't worry, it's enough in most of the situations. You shouldn't struggle too hard with this tank. Now for the turret armor is really strong. You have only 200 millimeters on the main armor, but as your gun mantlet is taking all the turret, it shouldn't be a problem. But don't worry, we are going to talk about that later on in the armor profile section. And the mobility, one of the greatest mobility at tier 10 as well. The cool thing about the T110E5 is that it allows both an amazing mobility with a really good armor, which makes it quite effective on the battlefield. It's not like a mouse that has a lot of armor but can't really move. Here you are really versatile, which will allow you to play on both the medium and the heavy side. It depends on what you would rather do. For the turn rate, it's amazing as well. The old turn rate is nearly 32 degrees per second, and the turret rate of the turret is around 24 degrees per second. It's definitely enough to do the job, featuring also a good view range of 279 meters, which should be enough to spot nearly everything. That's pretty much the tank for you. Before going into the armor profile, let's talk a little bit about the equipments. I first go for the gun rammer because you will never struggle penetrating with this one, and if you do, just switch to gold. After, I go for the enhanced gun length drive to reduce my aiming time as much as possible. Finally, the refined gun, because usually I don't shoot while driving with this tank. I stop my tank and then shoot. That's why the refined gun is much more effective in this case. Next, the defense system, because the defense system is something you use when you don't ram anybody. Improved assembly. Why improved assembly? Because you could go as well for the enhanced armor. Because improved assembly, I think, is better just because when you take enhanced armor, it's to increase part of the tanks that are already not penetrable or penetrable just a little bit by some tanks. Here on this tank, it's not the case. It's either you go for the weak spots or you can penetrate. That's why I go for the improved assembly, which is in my opinion much more worth. Finally, the toolbox, because an enhanced strike is worthless. Improved optics, because I'm not a tank destroyer, I don't need a camo. Engine accelerator, because my mobility is good overall, so why not increase it just a little bit. And finally, high-end consumable, to use adrenaline more often as my reload time is already great. That's pretty much how I'm equipping my tank. Now let's jump into the armor profile. As you can see right there, concerning the armor profile, you really do have a great one. I'm gonna tell you why. First, let's talk about the hull. Even if it seems like this part here is quite easy to penetrate, most of the time, as it's really rounded and depending on the terrains you're on, you are gonna be able to angle it, which will allow you to have surprise bounces. It's not gonna happen a lot of times, but when it does, it's really something cool to notice. That's the first thing, even if overall this part here is the weak spot of the tank. Now, this area here is nearly impossible to penetrate. You could actually penetrate it if you're using heat shells, but most of the time people are not going to bother. They are going to try either this part or this part. Sometimes can penetrate, but it's really rare to be able to go through that. I would not recommend. Most of the time, go here, shoot this part there. Now for the gun profile, impossible to penetrate. Over there, it's literally impossible. Nothing can go through that gun mantlet. Now, you have turret cheeks here and here. It's really hard to penetrate them, but you can. It's really hard, not because it's armored, but because it's so slow that you will need RNG God beside you in order for you to penetrate that thing. But yeah, these two are weak spots anyway. And for the final thing, there is the Cupola, but the Cupola is really small on that tank, and to be able to penetrate here, it's either you have a tank that is higher than T110E5, which will make it way easier for you to penetrate, or you have a really high penetrating tank, because for example, if we take the tank at 8 degrees like that, it's going to be quite hard for you to penetrate, and it's going to increase the Cupola armor to more than 250mm, which will make it quite impossible to penetrate. For the rest of the tank, it's paper. Literally everybody will go through regardless of where they shoot and with HE. And one last thing, for those of you who want to try to side scrape with this tank, I would not recommend it. Simply just look at this. We're not angled that much here, and look at how easy it is to penetrate here and here. You can go through way too easily. Look at this, not even 200mm of armor. So now, by now, if you don't guess the playstyle, I'm gonna tell you, you need to be Hulldown all the freaking time using the T110E5. That's what works the best, and that's what we're gonna try to do in the playstyle section. Okay, so concerning the playstyle, it's simple. All you gotta do is being Hulldown, regardless of if you're playing on the medium or the heavy side. That's what is cool about this tank, the playstyle, which is definitely something easy to learn for newbies. So it's a new friendly tank, in my opinion. So here we go. What do we have in front? FV405, Yak Penta 100, Object 268, Progetto 65, T57, T54, and T110E5. I think we're gonna play it on the medium side. Oh no, for fuck's sake. Okay, I'm gonna do a resume, guys. For 2 hours I've been playing, and it was either my team really sucked or I was playing against people that knew me and focused me. So for the moment, I'm just upset. Man, I don't want to talk too much, so I'm just gonna say that, and now I'm not responding anymore. 2 hours of T110E5 made me hate the tank, to be honest. Okay, what the hell are you doing, Fosh? I wanted to take that position, please. Leave me that position. Of course, out of the three, I'm the one taking the shot, I guess. No? That was the Fosh? Okay, that was the Fosh. Very nice. Okay, Progetto is probably gonna die here. Let's push. Nice, we kill the Progetto. I'm gonna go in the hole here. I'm gonna go in the hole. Trying to maybe kill the T57 heavy. 5, 4, 3. Yeah, here the M103 is playing with us. Unfortunately, I don't think I can get the... Putain, mais sérieux! Ah man, seriously, my RNG is driving me crazy for 3 hours, not even lying. I got the worst RNG you could ever have with the T110E5 for the past 2 hours. So every time I'm gonna miss, I'm gonna rage really hard. Putain! Ah man, that's really upsetting. Yeah, and of course he's gonna penetrate. Ah no, he didn't, at least. Finally, some justice in this world. Okay, good. Sneaking a shot. 4, 3, 2, come on, don't move. Perfect. Okay, M103 played with me, that was cool. Now we gotta deal with the rest of them. I need to find an Hulldown position, that's what works the best, but the problem here is that finding an Hulldown position here is a little bit tough. Okay, good, he's out. I'm curious about who I should shot first. Oh, wait, I know exactly what I'm gonna do. Nice! 5, 4, 3, 2. I don't like the tactic of this T92E1 running away like that, and... Okay, let's... Oh fuck. I'm gonna take it, yeah. Progetto, you get this? Okay, I can see the T92E1, the Yak Penta E100 from here, so I'm gonna use that special position again. Yeah, perfect, it worked. Good, very good. It's gonna be only one game because at this point I'm too upset to play T110E5 anymore. But you saw what I did. I went in an hold-down position. As long as you have enemies in front of you, you stay into your hold-down position. And when you have to push, you push in order for you to unlock the situation with whatever you face. For example, me, it was the T92E1, the T57 Heavy, and the Progetto. And it should work. I am aware it's not the best review ever, but I played that tank for 2 hours and I can't bear it anymore. So fuck that tank, even if it's a good one. See you guys.